Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and y'all are having a great New Year so far. I am so sorry that I have not posted any videos in the past couple months. I have just had a lot going on. I have been dealing with the health and wellness program that I've been doing, trying to become a health and wellness coach, and just a bunch of other things have been going on, but I don't want to talk about it. And I see a counselor and a psychiatrist, and I've just been working with them to, get better. And I promise everything's going to be okay, everyone. I promise. But anyway, so this video I'm going to be talking about on is trauma and what do you do about it? And so there's all kinds of trauma, and ones I got on here are physical trauma and mental slash psychological trauma. I know I don't have a lot about physical trauma, but I just wanted to put it on there. It's when there is a wound or a shock or an injury, and I know that's the most common one you guys have mostly heard is the head, but it can happen with other body parts. Other body parts could be traumatized. But the most important trauma I want to talk about is the mental slash psychological trauma. And that's when a person experiences emotional distress resulting from an event that overwhelms the capacity to emotionally digest it. Like it's just too much for somebody to take in. And everybody can experience trauma. Children and adults can experience trauma. But like people can experience trauma differently, and not everyone has the same reaction to trauma. What one person experiences as trauma may not experience it one way, they'll experience it another, is that if that makes any sense. And then traumatic experience undermine a person's sense of safety in the world and create a sense of catastrophe and could strike at any time, which means like people don't feel safe. Like they think that a disaster is gonna come at any moment in time, and they don't feel safe at all because they have experienced a traumatic event. Sorry. And so I want to give some examples of some trauma, and that is like losing parents during a childhood, bullying, physical violence. People from the military, when they go into combat, they experience a lot of trauma. When someone experiences the death of a loved one unexpectedly, they experience trauma. And then when people experience loss of friendships unexpectedly, they experience trauma. And then finally, the breakup with a significant other at any stage of a romantic relationship, like in the dating phase, when an engagement gets broken off, it traumatizes them. And then in marriage, which is aka a divorce, that can be really traumatizing to somebody. To people, it's awful. And then people typically, and they don't mean to do this, they'll replay like what happened to them in their mind over and over and continually think about what happened. And the experience leads to the change in the brain function and by hypersensitivity to threats. And common features to immediate trauma response. People they're in shock, they're in fear, they're angry, and they're sad, and they have difficulty concentrating in life, and they have sense of helplessness. They don't think that they can get through this trauma, and I would know exactly how that feels because I have experienced all kinds of trauma, and a lot of those examples I gave up there, I've experienced a lot of those traumas, and it's awful. And that's why I have to go see a counselor and see a psychiatrist because I experience those traumas all the time. And it's this lovely thing called PTSD. And that's a lot of people who, not limited to, but a lot of people who are in the military get PTSD because they are in combat, and they see so much, and it's too much for them to even like handle, and so they just don't think they can be helped, and that's just not true. You can be helped. Absolutely. You can definitely help somebody. And then, like, active coping skills and strong social support are important in uh, mitigating symptoms and preventing long-term effects of trauma on mental health. Because your mental health is very important, and trauma can really affect your mental health. It affects everything. It affects you physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. And then one of the best what can you do for someone who has experienced trauma? And that is to spend time with the person who's experienced trauma, and do not avoid them. Like, companionship really helps people heal. That, like, being alone, like, when people are like, I want to isolate myself. No, do not let somebody isolate themselves. Like, you need to be there with that person. Or, like, let somebody know if somebody is trying to isolate themselves. Like, definitely say something. So, also, it's important to acknowledge the event and their reaction to it. Listen to the person because they may want to talk about it, but do not force them to talk about their trauma. Accept their feelings and do not judge them, because that's like one of the worst things that we do is judge people, unfortunately. But we are people. We don't understand unless we have been through it and we have walked. There's a saying, like, unless you walked a mile in somebody's shoes, you're not going to understand somebody's trauma. And then you need to encourage people that have been through trauma to join you in some fun and positive activities, like, not exactly get their mind, it's to get their mind off the trauma they've been through, but it's not going to take it away, unfortunately. And then you need to keep reaching out to them. Do not leave them. No. If you really care about somebody, you're going to be with them till the end of time. And then what do you not do? You do not force somebody to talk about the trauma, like I said earlier. You do not ask intrusive questions. I do not make them feel like they're interrogated. Avoid asking questions with that begin with why and sound victim blaming. Absolutely not. Do not do that. And do not give advice unless they ask you. And then do not resort to trivializing cliches such as everything happens for a reason, or I know just how you feel. Like, no. Don't ever do that. Because that's like the last thing they need. They just need your support and your love. And then what do you say to people when they have experienced trauma? You're safe now. I'm here to listen if you need to talk. I see / hear you are in pain. I respect your need for boundaries. I'm here for you. Of course you're angry. Like, those are the things people need, because they, like I said it earlier, like, people feel like there's a catastrophe waiting to happen, and they don't mean to do this, but they're not safe. And when you give them reassuring words, like, without making them feel like they're degraded, they are going to, they're going to feel so much better. Like, when you're saying, like, you're safe and I'm here to listen to you. And then what do you not say to somebody who, when they have experienced trauma? It's all in the past now. You need to talk about it. Like, no, do not force that. Things will get better. It's time to move on. You need to toughen up. You need to let go of your anger. Stop being a victim. People are not being victims. People have told me a lot, really. Like, you're just being a victim. When I've told my story of things I've been through, like, Ashley, you're just being a victim. You need to move on. And I'm like, well, this isn't going on with you. And I know sometimes I feel like I'm making this all about me and everything, but it's like, I just want to be understood. And that's what people need to do, is just try to understand. And if you can't understand, just be like, I can only imagine. That's all you can really do. Or just, like, the end goal is to be there for that person, if you understand or you don't. But yep, guys, this is Carolyn and everything. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything. And again, I'm sorry for not making videos for the past couple months. I will strive to do better to making videos to try to help you guys out and everything. Anyway, God bless you all.